In today's video, we're predominantly going to be talking about the Flash movie, which comes out in June. Now, believe it or not, it's actually one of my most anticipated movies of the year. Why? Because we get to see Ben Affleck back and Michael Keaton and the new Supergirl, potentially, to see if she actually sticks around after said movie. Now, this movie is really going to struggle to do well because it comes out in June. Across the SnyderVerse comes out in June. There's like Transformers, Indiana Jones vibe. Yeah, and personally, they should push the Flash back a little bit. There's too much competition, but it could do well if marketed correctly. Now, the movie estimatedly cost over $300 million to make. They had a Super Bowl trailer, which allegedly cost $6 million for 30 seconds. So it's going to have to make a lot of money. So in this video, we're going to go over some key moments from the trailer, which affirm and confirm the plot leak is real, even though we know it's real, but it does hype up the movie, and they've shown most of this in the actual first real trailer. So, yo, what is freaking good, YouTube? Wish you if you're new around it, make sure to subscribe to never miss any Marvel, DC, pop culture-based content on the channel. Starting off very soon, we're going to be doing things a little bit different on this channel, but we're still going to be covering the same content. We're just going to be covering it in a much better way. Also, if you could check us out on Instagram at @WishYou to see the beautiful face behind the beautiful voice. Check us out on Twitter. WishYou. Right, let's get into this video. So, it seems like it was almost 10 years ago when we knew about this movie, because they're in season 9 of Grant Gustin's The Flash series. It's just about to finish, and the Flash movie was announced the same year. But funny enough, it's only coming around now. So, in the plot leak, the Flash talks to Batman and suggests he could travel back in time to save his mother, only for Bruce Wayne, after their team up, to warn him that that would have dire consequences for the universe. And we realistically see this in the Bruce Wayne scene with Ben Affleck Batman in the trailer. We see in the scene in the trailer, and we know he travels back to 2013, where he meets a younger self. This Barry not yet being the Flash, having a mother who is still alive. It also confirms in the Super Bowl sneak peek and trailer, thus came out after. We heard the fateful meeting between the two occur on the day the teenager first received his superpowers. Unfortunately for the future Scarlet Speedster, he arrived in this reality minus his powers, and the first footage from the movie confirmed they arrive in this reality minus his powers. The footage from the movie confirmed they do indeed both get hit by a lightning strike. However, only past Barry gains the ability. Now, I can go over the whole plot leak if you really want me to. We already have done it. I'll put it on the card. So the next bit is Batman returns. Just like in the trailer, Barry and Barry go to Wayne Manor and find a very different Batman. A long hair, grey bearded Batman was spotted in the trailer, and this is supposedly Michael Keaton. He's supposed to turn to Duo and ask, "You want to go nuts?" Okay, yeah, that happens in the movie for sure. When they confront him, and after he too comes to the conclusion the Flash has broken the universe, the retired Cape Crusader has to return to send the duo packing. Now, a lot of Michael Keaton Batman fans are very skeptical that getting Michael Keaton to say the punchy lines could ruin his version of Batman, and I can see where they're coming from. Remember our first look at the Flash confirmed this is a world without metahumans. Neither Wonder Woman nor Aquaman is said to exist in this reality. That's a problem given who shows up next. Now, it is worth saying that we will see Gal Gadot Wonder in this movie, and allegedly see Jason Momoa Aquaman as well. So the most significant part of the whole trailer is General Zod. Michael Shannon turns up, you know, the infamous, the greatest fight ever between Henry Cavill Superman and Zod when he snaps his neck. But this is not that Zod. Yeah, actually, it is that Zod. It's just a different kind of version of the Zod in a roundabout way. The day Barry Allen becomes the Flash is also the day General Zod invades Earth. Possibly explaining why the lightning bolt gave him powers? Maybe. Michael Keaton Batman has his own pool of armor, which we've actually seen. While Batman fighting out multiple timelines, conveying on himself, he also deducts and deduces and like, yo, where is Superman? Superman is likely being kept by the US government, which we see, but after breaking out, we find out it's the God of Steel, it's Kara, Zod, which sadly confirms that Superman in this universe is dead, which means he's dead in the main DCEU. This is a DCU movie. He died at the hands of Zod, apparently, but it's like a baby version of Superman, so he never escaped Krypton. So I don't know how they're going to play it. Apparently, based on people that I've known that's seen this version of the movie were really annoyed. So in the trailer, we see the Flash powers up back at Wayne Manor. The heroes work out they must stop Zod, but with an old Batman, a half-powered Supergirl, and Barry Allen, who only just gained his power, the future Scarlet Speedster, and needs his abilities back properly. Batman comes up with an idea to strap the hero into an electric chair at Wayne Manor, but the plan fails. However, Supergirl flies him into the sky, which you can see in the trailer, which we see in a blink of an eye moment, and he eventually regains access to the Speed Force. As for Zod, the plot leak where we first heard he would make his stand in the desert. So the final battle is going to be interesting. So the world engine activated far away from Metropolis. Casualties are kept to a minimum. Our heroes make a stand against the Kryptonian villain. We see this play out, of course. The plot leak allegedly says the following. Keaton's Dark Knight is badly injured, whilst the future Flash apologizes for dragging him into a fight. Bruce is grateful to have been reminded of what it means to be a hero. With that, he dies, and while there, he had plans to undo that. We're guessing it is now how the story ends. I can't confirm or deny anything because they've changed the original ending. And yes, there is another Flash, a reverse Flash, a dark Flash, if you like. But in terms of a villain, realistically, Zod is the villain in this movie. So the original ending was somewhat very different. Bruce Wayne was going to pull up in his Mercedes, but it's not Ben Affleck, Cape Crusader. It is Michael Keaton. Both he and Supergirl are now permanently part of the DCEU, meaning Warner Bros. Could have finally rid itself of the SnyderVerse. Actors Ben Affleck and Henry Cavill are done with this universe. No idea why. Because Henry Cavill Superman was supposed to be in the Speed Force, and then the Flash was going to be, oh, this is where you've been all this time. And they had plans for Keaton to obviously do Batman Beyond, Keaton to be in Batgirl, but they scrapped a lot of the plans. So at the end of this movie, it was supposed to set up, the original plans were supposed to set up Crisis on Infinite Earth. There was a post-credit scene or ending scene, it's a bit unclear, that saw Barry hanging out with Aquaman after receiving a message from the multiverse, from Ben Affleck Batman, but it's never explained how he contacted him from another universe. Batman is stranded somewhere, and it's like a reverse BVS, you know, where the Flash goes, oh, am I too early? Am I too early? It was supposed to be, you know, like a Easter egg reference to that. So now what happens, we don't really know. James Gunn and Pete Safran, I have full confidence in them that whatever this plan could be, it might actually work. But who actually makes it into this universe, we don't know. Gal Gadot is supposed to appear in The Flash. She's also supposed to appear in Aquaman 2. We don't know. As for Michael Keaton and Sasha Calle Supergirl, respectfully, they return to wherever they came from, I guess. But if you go by set photos and trailers, we still don't know what's going to happen in the new universe. So although I am excited for the Flash movie, it's kind of hard to be excited about it in a roundabout way because it's like, yeah, the Flash movie set universe, but does it though? There's no new Superman at the end of the movie. There's no new Batman at the end of the movie. It could have refilmed something quite easily. If I was in charge or if anyone had a little bit of common sense, you would have just slid the new Superman or slid the new Batman or slid some kind of reference for the new universe, not leaving it so open-ended. And also the other problem is if the Flash movie bangs $1 billion and it's actually successful, and it would have to be $1 billion. Why? Because 300 million production costs, marketing will at least be 200 million for this easily. Marketing's going to be everywhere for this movie. Paying people like Tom Cruise to say it's good. Ben Affleck openly saying it's cool. Of course he's going to say it's cool. He's in the freaking movie. We don't know what the new DC universe is going to be. This is why it's actually exciting. And I know I've been a bit of a pessimist against the new universe, but I'm going to be really positive now because at the end of the day, I've got no idea what's happening with the new universe. No one does except for James Gunn, David Zaslav, Pete Safran, and the Warner Bros. Discovery's executives. But James Gunn is very good at telling freaking stories. He recently came out Instead, there is no superhero fatigue. There's a story fatigue, which was funny and a kind of a backhander at the MCU because most of their movies are pretty bad because there is no story. And that's one thing you can say about James Gunn, even if you don't like him. Guardians 1, Guardians 2, Peacemaker, The Suicide Squad, everything he's ever worked on, it's always about an emotional story or some kind of story-driven movie or TV show. And that's something that's been lacking in the MCU massively recently, but it's something that's been lacking in the DC universe. Well, DC universe, DCEU overall. Oh my God, you're a Snyder hater. No, I'm not a Snyder hater, but the storylines have been lacking since BVS, in my opinion. So it's going to be very refreshing. And I'm not being sarcastic, although it's kind of hard to believe me, but I'm actually being serious. I am very hopeful for the new DC universe, and I'm gonna start covering a lot of the DC universe Superman updates because I am quite excited. If James Gunn says he's nailed the script, sure, bro, I'll believe you because you did Guardians 1, and Guardians 1 is a very good movie. The Suicide Squad movie was pretty good, pretty story-driven, so I'm very looking forward to whatever's happening. I just think they should have set up the new universe at the end of this movie. Now, as for Dark Flash, yeah, that story plays out, but as I've said, the final battle, the real battle in this movie is really between Zod, because he's the big bad, really. Sure, there is a Dark Flash, but that's kind of like a fight of Flash fighting himself. He's not really the overall villain. It's not like a Reverse Flash kind of situation. It's kind of like a Savitar situation, if you like. So likewise, guys, I'm so freaking excited for the Flash movie. And guys, the Flash is in the intro, the outro, the logo, the banner. I'm not being sarcastic when I say this. I'm looking forward to this movie because it is pretty cool from what I've heard. And we will go over the full plot if you want. Again, I'll put an end card right now. But like always, guys, I'm so freaking hyped for this movie. I can't wait to see Keaton say, "Hey, shit, freaking out." And I'm looking forward to seeing, is Sasha K a Supergirl? Good, because we don't know what they're going to do. Is she going to stay in the new universe? We don't know. There is a new Supergirl movie being made, and it literally describes her version, a more hardcore version than Superman, which is kind of weird because Superman was too dark, but there's going to be a hardcore version of Supergirl. Either way, guys, I will be covering a lot more Marvel, DC Universe, pop culture. We're going to start covering literally everything. So many changes on the channel, but you won't really notice anything. I'm just going to be putting out a lot better content and trying to edit things better and trying to do things freaking better around here. So if you could, subscribe to the channel, turn notifications on. Any constructive criticism down below, any feedback down below. You never know, I may script a video here and there. So like always, guys, I'll catch you in another video very soon. Catch you later.